Hello friends, and welcome to Alien Protocols, the Advanced Protocols Data Project. So it's very difficult to get satellite info about incoming objects into our atmosphere. It's not easy at all. In fact, very few investigators have garnered this information. One of them is Victor Viggiani, who is a great investigator. And he is one of the few who has received and investigated these documents. And he got a couple recently. And they involve a basically highly secret bit of information. And the information is what tracks are coming into our atmosphere. And the reason why it's so secret is because our government doesn't want other governments to know our knowledge of incoming tracks, which of course could be in the future, nuclear missiles or an attack of some kind. So they would like to know how good our defenses are. And we don't want to reveal that information, too much of it. But basically, the information that has been discovered is stunning. Stunning information. It says here, and this is one of the documents from Victor Viggiani, and this document says he was able to get them to admit something really stunning from Norad. And the document states, the NORAD commander has approved the release of the following information regarding tracks of interest and unknown tracks. The yearly average in the past 5 years has been 1,800 tracks of interest and 75 intercepts. 75 intercepts. Just think about that for a minute. Now, some of these tracks of interest and unknown tracks are normal things. And they're things like, as you can see here, a pilot screwed up basically, and it was a pilot error, and he was not squawking his codes properly out of his devices on board the plane. So, but then there's other tracks like this one, an unknown track that was seen at 6825 north, 07203 west, and they lost their data at 6818 and 7433. So it didn't travel too far. And I bet what you could do is create a chart that shows the average distance meteorites travel in our atmosphere. Because I'm sure there is an average distance because of the curvature of the Earth. They just can't indefinitely circle the Earth burning up. So, some of these tracks are interesting. And other tracks are very, very interesting. Like this one. This is a track that originated in Canada, and NORAD tracked it. And in fact, NORAD sent some jets to go intercept. NORAD has CF-18 jets, and they sent 2. And these were scrambled out of a base in British Columbia. And these jets approached the target, and in fact, the air traffic controller log is out there somewhere. And these jets came from Comox Air Force Base in British Columbia, and on their log, they say things like 90 seconds to target, contact made, 3 unidentified objects. So, I would love to get more information on that, and we should do some research and find out exactly what these 3 targets looked like. They discovered, as you can see there, a flight of 3 targets. But also in the area was an LR-35 medical evacuation jet. And that jet also saw the object. The pilot made visual contact. And the pilot said in his log, quote, I tried to follow it, but I couldn't keep up. So that is in the air traffic controller log. That's an amazing case. So there's a lot of intercepts of these cases. And an intercept, think about it, guys. An intercept, you don't intercept a meteorite. So there are quite a few really fascinating cases and a lot of documents. And here's a fascinating case out of northern Saskatchewan where they found actually a UFO part. A metal fragment was found by a pilot in Regina, and he brought it to the Regina Crime Detection Laboratory, and he found it off of Wollaston Lake in Saskatchewan. And that is an official report as well. I would love to find out what that piece of metal was, whether it was space junk or something different. But they did report that that object did come from space. So there's a lot of interesting satellites, as you guys could imagine, in orbit, doing a lot of different things, spy satellites, reconnaissance satellites. Here's a satellite that was launched out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. This was for the National Reconnaissance Office. This interesting Templar knight there, as you can see, is slashing the chest of a dragon with wings. And above it, it says Mali Nuquam Prevalente, which means evil will not prevail. And this was NROL 47, the National Reconnaissance Office 47 mission patch. And it had a very interesting little bit of cargo, a surveillance satellite with very interesting abilities. There's also another satellite launched, and this is its mission patch. This one was launched out of Vandenberg Air Force Base. This is NROL 79. The last one was launched in January, the previous one, January, I think, 18th. And the patch on this one says Victorium per Intelligentium, which of course means victory through intelligence. So there are a stunning amount of unknown cases, tracks of interest, fascinating, incredible, interesting satellites, but more importantly, these intercepts. There are a lot of intercepts. The unknown tracks between 2012 and 2017 were at least 7,422. Tracks of interest between 2012 and 2017 were 9,874 tracks of interest. Intercepts between 2012 and 2017, 437, with 251 having engagements and other activities happening in numbers. So this is very interesting information, gang. It's stunning that we're having that many intercepts, and NORAD has jets in place to track them and to intercept them, and we should get some more of these documents. This is a famous picture taken over 50 years ago in Costa Rica by the National Something Institute. I forget what it was, but it was a very respected agency. And if this is our ability 50 years ago to capture pictures of UFOs, we have much better pictures now, gang. Video, real-time video. And it's not like it used to be, one or two craft coming in. There are records and documents of fleets of these coming in at a time. The Nimitz case reported that they saw scores of them. Scores of them. There's numerous ATIP cases that show not just one tic-tac, a whole squadron of them, 30 and more, tumbling out of the atmosphere, tumbling through our atmosphere and going into the water, scattering, going different places. We've got a choice to use satellites to confront or communicate. Because I have a sneaking suspicion they can always make more. But do we really want them to? We should act like we teach our children to communicate before confronting. And in fact, we would learn more from communicating than confronting. Are we not smart enough to figure out how to do it? Much love to you and yours.